friends at this time as well. But our two daughters, Liesl and Elizabeth, they wanted me to promise tonight that I would pass on that they were sorry they couldn't be here, that they're both in college and they're doing exactly what their mom and dad want them to do. They're attending to their studies, and we're very proud of them, but they do want you to know that they're sorry they can't join us here as well this evening. You know, my friends, tonight we're going to be commemorating and carrying on something that finds its roots just shortly within the next few months, almost 232 years ago. It's that great American experiment of representative government. We're carrying on that tradition tonight. I remember a time when I was a little boy, we always paid attention to elections in my family. An election was always a time of hope. It was a time of a new beginning. So with that thought of a new beginning in mind, tonight I am formally announcing my candidacy for the 58th Representative District for the State of Colorado Legislature. As you all well know, your support and your help in this election is absolutely critical. But before I get into some of the things that we're going to be visiting about in the campaign, I want to thank each and every one of you. Take a look around this room. You are the people that make America work. I bet there isn't a person in this room that couldn't find something else to do tonight. TV program to watch, something else that you could have been doing. But you took the time out of your evening to be here tonight to help the process move forward. Imagine just for a moment, if you will, if you, each one of you tonight, decided not to come out. And this room were empty. What would happen? Well, the process would stop. Our system of government requires, in fact it demands, that level of participation. So tonight when you go home and you look in the mirror, I hope you see somebody that every American owes a little bit of debt of gratitude to. People who make the American process work. So thank you for everything that you do in this county, for our state, and for our country as well. During the course of this campaign that's going to be coming up, we're going to be talking about an awful lot of issues. I grew up here on the West Slope of Colorado. I understand the value of our water. I understand its importance for our communities. I understand the importance for what is the backbone of America, our farm and ranch communities. I believe in supporting our Second Amendment rights, our private property rights as well. I believe that we need to be working for good farm-to-market roads as well, because the West Slope of Colorado has been ignored far too long by what we used to call the East Slope of Colorado, and we need to make our voice heard. Some of the issues that we're going to be hitting on are things that I think many of you have heard before. And it's something that I hope you would expect just intuitively of me, that I will be there to protect our water, our Second Amendment rights, to work for good roads, to be able to protect our private property rights as well. But I expect and hope that you will join me in demanding more as well. We have some very real concerns and issues which we're going to be facing as a community and as a state. I'm someone who believes very much in the value of an education. You're looking at the first graduate from college in my entire family's history. My parents believed in that opportunity. We need to work harder and be able to do it better, to be able to teach the future leaders, the future business people of our communities, and it starts with education. We need to be asking the question, why is Colorado one of only 6 states in the United States that has not passed Jessica's Law, a law which is dedicated to protecting children? You know, we're also going to have to be looking at something like healthcare. Healthcare is an issue which affects each and every one of us. We're going to have to be looking at affordability and accessibility, and that's something we're going to be discussing during the course of this campaign. We're going to have to be looking out through the windshield rather than the rearview mirror, and that's all going to require leadership. We're already hearing from Denver calls for looking for enhancing revenues to the state. While every one of you in this room is politically knowledgeable, You know that is simply code talk where we want to be able to increase your taxes. Well, it's been pretty much my philosophy that if government is asking us to tighten our belt, my response is going to be, you first. Every one of us recognizes government needs money to be able to operate. When we're looking at our county commissioner candidates, when we're talking about city government as well, we need resources to be able to operate government. But all too often, government seems to believe that government needs more and that you and I can afford to do with less. I say, tell them to come to Montrose and look you in the eye and tell them that they need the dollar more than those of you who are trying to pay your mortgage to be able to heat your house this winter, fill your gas tank as you pull up to the pump. We need accountability and responsibility at the state level to watch out for your dollars. I'm going to be proposing, I thought it'd be a gold medal commission, if you will, that is going to be addressing this, working with other legislators and hopefully with the governor as well, appointing women and men from the private sector to look in at government from the outside, to look for inefficiencies, to look for redundancies in government, to look for waste in government, to look for opportunities to take advantage of new technologies as well, so that if I'm elected as your legislator, I'll be able to come back here and look you in the eye and tell you that your tax dollars are indeed being well spent. These are just some of the issues that are going to be coming up over the course of the campaign, issues that we're going to be able to be getting into in quite a bit of depth, and I look forward to that exchange and that opportunity. This is going to be a campaign about the future. It's a future that is going to require leadership. Leadership that is willing to take on the challenges that we face. Leadership that is willing to reach out and grasp the opportunities that present themselves as well. I ask you tonight to join me. I ask you to stand with me in this election. If you will stand with me in this election, we will not accept what is, but rather we will build for what can be. My name is Scott Tipton. I'm running for the 58th representative seat. I ask for your vote, I ask for your support, and thank you for letting me address you this evening.